Carl Storer said after Tuesday that this match at Blundell Park would be, in his words, the toughest test of the season. Is he right to call it that way?
Yeah, I think so. We've had a few tough ones, which we've come through really. Tomorrow will be the same because you would consider them to be one of the teams we've got to look for. I think they were 11 unbeaten, something like that. So yeah, it will be a good one. It'll be a good test because it's two of the big boys that you would think will be up there at the end of the season. So we'll be ready for it.
Playoffs, beaten in the semi-finals for 2 years, beaten in the final last year. It takes something to dust yourself down and keep going after that, which is what Grimsby have been through.
Yeah, I've been unlucky really, haven't they? I think they were quite unlucky last year. They probably were the better team overall in the game. So, you know, and it's pretty much a similar squad. So it is good consistency for them to do that year after year, and I think they must be thinking, you know, one of these years has got to be them. Obviously we're trying to do the same this year, so it's going to be a good test. You know, got a good all-round team, good ability, and we've got to be ready for it.
As a player, sort of match you want to play in, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a good crowd on it. I think they've put a few things on, selling fish and things like that, and Halloween masks and stuff. So, you know, this sort of thing we did last year, wasn't it, with the crowd, and try to make an event of every game. So, you know, it's going to be like that. Friday night, TV as well added to it. It's going to be a good atmosphere, and I think one of the boys should relish.
They say a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Harry Pell was at Grimsby for a month last year, and Daniel Parslow was there for most of the season. Yep. Have you been able to tap into Daniel's knowledge at all?
We've not really, because we've obviously concentrated with the replay first. I'm sure we will do, but both, yeah, like I say, both lads. Pars was there for a long time, and Pelly was one of his 50 clubs that he's been at in his short spell. So. Yeah, we'll have a chat with them, I'm sure, about certain players, and Downsy's played with a few of them as well, I think. So, you know, we've got enough in and around us to know what we're going to come up against.
I spoke to one manager the other day who used the line that other managers couldn't guess him. They wouldn't know couldn't predict what he would do. What do you think?
Manager.
Pardon?
Who?
I'm not going to say. So, have you any idea what you think Paul Hurst might do tactically?
We can go on what they've done before, so and trends. That's what we go by. We've got a game or two that we can look at as well. So, you know, we'll just go on what we think may be a fairly consistent squad, team that they'll have out. So, and then we'll, you know, and a lot of it's about some of what they do, but it's about what we do as well, and getting our boys ready for you know, their third game in 6 days, which you know, we'll be ready to do that.
What news on Amari's ankle? Because he had a scan, didn't he?
He's having one, so he's not had one yet. So I mean, that's the obvious one that limped off after 2 minutes. So he's going to have a scan, in the next day or so. So we'll have to wait and see.
Gary spoke about the little and large, Billy Waters and Danny Wright. Do you think they can work as a combination together, having not played a huge amount, only in bits and pieces through most of the season so far?
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Both good players, both complement each other really well. So there's no reason why not. We'll put a couple of things in place for them to look at as well. And you know, Wright is in great form at the minute, and Billy's a good player. So you know, they're both good types to have up top.
Okay, how are you enjoying? Especially the pre-season, how are you enjoying this season compared to last? It must be a bit more stable, doesn't it?
No, it's a million miles away from it. Yeah. You get you know, well, I think from day one we knew that we had a good group here, and we've added, you know, a couple to it as well. So it's been really good. The boys that are here from last year, you know can see the difference as well. Some of them wouldn't have been in this sort of dressing room before, and they can see what what's expected, and it's got a feel of times past that have been successful. Obviously, you know, there's a long season, and there's form, fitness, and injuries, suspensions to take into account. But as a team spirit and a group of lads, yes, it's great.
Is that vital for 3 games in 6 days? Do you feel last season's team might have sort of imploded under that? This season's got a bit more. Yeah,
a bit more steel, a bit more camaraderie, and doing a bit for each other. You know, there's that they go the extra yards for each other, so which is very important. And you know, they'll get on really well, and there's little groups of them that sort of some live together and some go out together and whatever, the car school and but when they come together, they're all you wouldn't really know that, but it's a great group this year.
And a clean sheet on Tuesday, which is I think vital for a bit of confidence after 8 games without one.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it, that we went that long without one, really. So, but it was good to get one, yeah, definitely. And a couple of games I think we've been a bit unfortunate to concede, but every game you go out to, you just got to score one more than the other, whether it's 4-3, 3-2, 5-4, whatever. But clean sheets will be something that we'll be trying to get back into the game.
As a former creative midfielder yourself, how impressed have you been with the way that Pelly, Stoz and Munns have sort of linked together and sort of adapted into different sort of roles in the side? Yeah,
they've done really well. It's sometimes good to have a 3 net, sometimes difficult, but overall they've we couldn't ask much more from them. They're scoring, assisting, creating. They've got a good all-round game, all 3 of them. And obviously we just got to manage their minutes and their time on the pitch, but been really impressed with all 3 of them. Great lads. And then you've got people to come in as well. Ace has done well when he's come in. So you've got Dates coming in now. Rowy's there as well. There's ample to come in as well to back him up.
Is Dayton beginning to give you a bit of a problem with what he can bring, something completely different? He's shown in his 2 games his ability to sort of create and make chances for himself. Yeah,
he's come on a lot in the last month. I think 3 or 4 weeks he's been with us, and he knows that and says that himself. But terrific lad, great player, very good awareness, and he's just a good footballer. That can do the right things at the right time, which is obviously key to where he's been playing before. It's probably a bit unfortunate that he hasn't got a club, before now. So travesty to the game, really, when you think about the ability he's got and he can't get a club. So we're pleased to have him here, and hopefully he can progress on.
Bit similar to the Clive Walker situation back in the day, isn't
it? Yeah. No, well, Clive came in, didn't he, midway through? It was about October time, wasn't it? September, October time during our season we went up, was it?
No, it was the
one before, and then he was there for the year. Yeah, so if he can have that sort of impact, it'd be great. Because I think Dates can play off the front as well. Alongside righty as well. So there's no can fill 2 or 3 positions, play right or left. So if needed, if we need to change things, and he's a good addition.
Finally, tomorrow does give you a chance to steal a march on the rest and move into that top spot. And you had a couple of chances to take over for us, and only the Bromley game, the Braintree game, where you got a point, you sort of limped over there. Is there a determination for the squad to say, right, let's take one of these chances?
Yeah, there is, but without putting too much on it, really, you just got to break it down, really. We want to be there at the end of the season, not now so much. It'd be nice to get there and get ahead, obviously, but we just got to break things down and take it game by game, minute by minute, in each game, and do the next thing you do well, and hopefully it'll take you where you want to get to. And that's how we've looked at things. Won't be any different. But performances are always important, because if you get your performances right, you more often than not get the results to go with it. So that's what we'll be concentrating on, and if it takes us there, then great.
You'd have to buy an extra cushion for the bus, considering the amount of time
we've had a bit, haven't we? Yeah.
I think I read
as well now. I read a tweet on it. How many hours of fans been done?
It was 1,100 miles after the Bromley game in 11 days, and it's probably similar again now.
We've had
Grimsby and Hartlepool, and then Southport as well.
Yeah, we've had our last 11, 12 games have been all against teams in form, teams in a bar 2 or 3. Teams that are in the top 6, 7, and we've had a tough, game that haven't. We've had some good experienced players, and credit to the boys that we've, got more or less results in most games of those, and are still where we are. So, it's another one that we've got a hurdle that we've got to get over, and I'm sure the boys will give it their best.
Yeah, 4 hours there and 4 hours back on a bus with Steve Book can't be easy.
He's a great bookie. he's got ample jokes. I'm sure he'll come up with a few. So he'll be fine. Yeah, I could think of worse people to be spending it with than Bookie.
Excellent. Cheers, Russell.